Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your November bonus love reading. We're going to jump right in here, Scorpio, and we are going to see what is going on for you as far as love is concerned. I'm using this is actually a Lenormand spread, but I'm using it for tarot. And I used this spread in the past, but I changed up some of the positions and some of the things that each card represents. So each card represents something different, and we're going to cover that right now here, Scorpio. But in your first position here of what you fear to get as far as love is concerned, you have the Sun. So some of you could be fearing the happiness here as far as love is concerned. And I would say, a lot of people would say, why would I fear happiness? I'm like, well, it does make sense, because I feel like sometimes we fear happiness because we feel like we don't deserve it on a very deep level. It's like maybe we don't say that, but maybe a certain part of us feels like we don't deserve it. Or we fear losing it in the first place. So it's like if we get it and then we lose it, it's like we fear the part where we lose it. So I feel for some of you, it's like what you could be fearing as far as love is concerned is the happiness side of things, or being happy in a loving situation. Next, in the area of what you want but you feel like you lost, you have the Seven of Swords here. Seven of Swords actually, again, this is coming up in, can represent lying, cheating, stealing. Some of you definitely could have been dealing with lying, cheating, stealing situations. But again, this is showing up in the area of something that you feel like you lost. It could be your independence, right? It's like some of you could feel that you have lost your independence. The Seven of Swords is a card of being a lone wolf. And I kind of feel for some of you, maybe if you get into a relationship, it's like you could be fearing that you lose independence in when you get into a relationship. For others, again, polka dots in the tarot. He has polka dots all over his cloak here, Scorpio. And polka dots in the tarot represent fun. Needing to have more fun, needing to enjoy yourself, needing to do things that you enjoy, right? Or so some of you could, again, feel like you have lost the happiness here with the Sun card here in this position. You could feel that you have lost the happiness. It's actually a pretty good reading overall here, Scorpio. But again, I feel like some of you could be fearing that you lost the happiness in a situation. Your next card here of a dream that you wish would come true. You have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, it's not really my card of being swept off your feet, but I do feel that some of you maybe are hoping that you can be swept off your feet, right, as far as love is concerned. Not going to be true for all of you, but for some of you, I feel like you're hoping for more of that like whirlwind romance or something like that. There's nothing really wrong with that. I think we should kind of manage our expectations as far as love is concerned. I've just noticed, and again, I'm not picking on anyone here, but what I would say is, I've just noticed, and this goes for guys and girls and everything in between, right? As I always say, it goes for everybody, that, I feel like that expectations are a little bit out of whack as far as love is concerned, and we need to realize that we're dealing with, a human being. It's like the other person is actually a human. They're not, just some toy that we get to play with, right? So, I feel like kind of keeping your expectations in check would be a good idea with the Knight of Swords. Not bad overall, though. I do feel this is a pretty good energy, and I actually feel like you could meet someone who kind of sweeps you off your feet, where you do have kind of a whirlwind romance, but it's more realistic, more on the realistic side of things. Next, in the area of what you think you need, but you actually don't, you have the Queen of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles is a good card, but Queen of Pentacles could say that you feel that you need certain resources to be in a connection when you actually don't. Or it could be money, for example. Maybe you feel that you need a certain amount of money to be in a relationship with a person, but you actually don't. So, Queen of Pentacles in this position would be more about resetting your expectations and maybe saying, I have everything. Maybe you have everything you need, right? With the Queen of Pentacles. So that's what I feel for most of you. Next, in the area of what you desire to have the most in love, you have the Three of Wands here. I feel like you desire a lot. Again, I don't necessarily see anything wrong with having a lot of desires as far as love is concerned, as long as your expectations are met. But, this is pretty easy the Three of Wands. I feel like you desire to put energy into a situation. You expect at least something back. The funny thing is actually the Three of Wands isn't very unrealistic. It's actually very realistic because he's not expecting an immediate return. So what I mean by that is it's like if you put a certain amount of energy into a relationship, I feel like you are hoping to get a return on that energy in the future at some point. So it's kind of like, like I said, not very unrealistic. It's actually pretty realistic to expect to have to wait a little bit of time. So again, I feel like you're coming at love, or how you expect to have love. It's like you're coming at it from actually a pretty healthy place with the Three of Wands. I do kind of get the vibes here that you are maybe hoping for someone who is maybe like a little bit more of a leader. Just kind of looking at the cards here. Sun is a very strong energy. Three of Wands is a card of leadership. And then to the Magician as well. I just get these vibes from your reading that maybe you're hoping to, and again, it's not going to be true for all of you, but I feel like either you're hoping to find a person who is a leader or who kind of like takes a lead, so to speak, in a relationship, or you're hoping for a person who is maybe a little bit more on the lone wolf side of things with that Seven of Swords. It's like you're hoping for a person who kind of like does their own thing. Someone who is, it's like you're hoping for a person who is independent. Someone who kind of maybe doesn't exactly need you, right? in a situation. Next, in the area of what you actually do need to have love in your life at this time, you have the Judgment card here. So this is what you do need, but don't know that you need. And the Judgment card could be listening to your inner voice, number one. So some of you, I feel like you could just need to listen to your higher self here a little bit. The angel on the Judgment card here can just represent your higher self, or, something along those lines. So I would make sure you're listening to your higher self here, obviously. For others, I feel like this is talking about some sort of change that needs to be gone through. They're standing in their coffins here, Scorpio. They're being called out of the coffins, but they're still standing in the coffins. They have not left their coffins yet, right? They're staying stuck where they are. So there could be some sort of transition or change that needs to happen. All three water signs. It's weird because none of the other signs really have had messages like this, but all three water signs have had messages of change. We see this here as well. Judgment, Three of Wands to the Queen of Pentacles. This could be like waiting to make some sort of change. These three cards right here, it could be you waiting to make a change that you haven't made yet. Could be moving, could be traveling, could be changing jobs or whatever. And it's kind of like saying this transition needs to happen before you can actually have like maybe a solid commitment in your life. Next, for how you currently feel about your life, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Pretty good card. Ten of Pentacles is a good card. It could say that you're feeling pretty good. It could also, for some of you here in this row here, you have the Sun, the Judgment card, and the Ten of Pentacles. Sorry, you're not going to be able to see that, but you have the Sun, Judgment card, and the Ten of Pentacles here. So this could be saying that you're actually kind of dreaming of a better position for yourself, or the Judgment card can kind of be your personal vision for your life. It's a little bit different. The Wheel of Fortune is like really, truly the card of, where you see your life going, your personal vision for your life. Judgment card is more like your inner calling. And so, I feel like you see what a complete life would look like for yourself. I feel like that's where you're coming from here with the Ten of Pentacles. So actually coming from a pretty good place is what I would say to you here. I feel like you're very goal-oriented at this time. I feel like you're very, very focused. Again, to go from the Ten of Pentacles to the Three of Wands to the Knight of Swords here, this diagonal would actually represent being very driven, very focused, very goal-oriented, wanting to expand your place in the world. And I feel like that's kind of like where you are coming from. That could be why I feel that if someone is going to be entering into your life at this time, they're going to have to be maybe a little bit more independent, a little bit more able to handle things on their own, because if not, they're probably gonna have a hard time being with someone like you. And that's not a criticism, Scorpio. That is a compliment. Next, in the area of your motivation for finding love at this time, you have the High Priestess here. I feel like you're kind of taking a middle ground approach to life in general, and she's sitting in the middle of the two pillars here. And I always say that the two pillars, they represent a lot of different things, but to me they can represent the extremes, the super positive side of things and the super negative side of things. She's more middle ground. She kind of sees things from a middle ground perspective. There's also a veil behind her as well, and the veils in tarot kind of represent a veil. They represent something that needs to be seen behind, something that you could pass through easily. In the case of the High Priestess, she is actually an initiate on the card. And she has been initiated, and she represents someone who kind of like sees all angles of things. She sees the beginning, the middle, and the end of something. So she really trusts her intuition as well. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is kind of like saying the thing that is motivating you is like needing to see behind the veil. It's like so what I mean by that is it's like, you could be meeting a person where you're like, I just want to see where this goes. You just want to see beyond the veil. For others, it's like maybe you're getting to a point where you've never been married, or maybe you've never been in a connection, and it's kind of popping into my head as past a certain amount of time. I don't know why that's important, but maybe it is for you for whatever reason. It's like maybe you always get to like a year or a year and a half, and maybe you're like, I want to see what is beyond that point. And that's kind of like where it's weird. I'm not going to lie, but I feel like that's where you're coming from. And finally, you have the Magician here this is the area of what will improve your life the most at this time. The Magician is a card of like having a new beginning and grounding some sort of dream in reality. It's like if we look at your cards here, you have the Sun, the Three of Wands to the Magician here in this diagonal, and I'm going to keep putting my hand up until I get used to this, Scorpio. But what I would say here is that it's like this is like happiness. The Magician here in this position wants to ground something in reality. He wants to ground his dreams in reality as well. So it's kind of like I feel that is what is kind of motivating you at this time, and I also feel like that is what will improve your life the most is creating your own reality, taking control. He has mastery over all the suits as well here, Scorpio. He is in control of, the cups, the pentacles, the swords, the wands. He's got everything under his control. He's also got these flowers in front of him here. If it's going to focus, those flowers kind of represent like enjoyment and happiness and things like beauty in life. It's like I think people have gotten very serious over the years. And they're all like, I gotta get a career, or I gotta, go do this. And it's like, I feel like people have forgotten that we're human, that we are meant to have relationships. That doesn't mean you have to get married or anything like that, but we are meant to have relationships, right? We are just here to create little carbon copies of ourselves, right? Basically, right? That is like really our only true purpose in a lot of ways if you want to break it down, right? I believe that our spiritual purpose for being here is to create our own reality, whatever that means for you. But, beyond that, our biological reason for being here is maybe to have children, right? For most people, it's not going to be true for everyone, obviously, but for most people, that is why we are here. Other than that, like I said, I feel like we are here to create our own reality. And for some people, that doesn't include children. But what I would say is that I feel like some of you, it's like you're looking at something as being part of your purpose. And again, you might be in a same-sex relationship, and you could adopt children, number one, but maybe it doesn't involve children. Maybe you want to be in a relationship with a person where you start a business or something. Again, there's something having to do with purpose here, and so I feel like for some of you, it's like you see something as part of the purpose of you being here, and that's connected to love in some way. And like I said, some of you maybe can't have children, maybe you don't want to have children or whatever, so it might not be children. And, you're gonna have to take it how it resonates. It might be, like I said, building a business or whatever. It might just be having a successful relationship, like keeping the romance alive. With the Sun, you have the Page of Wands here. Some sort of new beginning coming for you here, Scorpio. I feel like this could be new love for sure. So for those of you that are looking for love, this is like something new. But there's a major focus on the word new popping into my head for some reason. I'm trying to focus in on that, and it's not letting me. So we're just going to move on until I get back to it. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Sun. A lot of happiness here. It's kind of funny because it's like I feel you have the Sun twice. Amazing. Number one, Scorpio. Number two, it's like there could be something that actually makes you very happy, but it's like you're going to have to, I feel like you're going to have to allow it to happen. This could be allowing love into your life. It could be you going and getting love. It could be you meeting a new person, but it's on the other side of being alone. Seven of Swords. With the Knight of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles here. I feel like this could be, if it wants to focus, I feel like this could be what you are focused on. King of Pentacles is like having something permanent. It's like, being in a connection where you're with the person forever, right? So I feel like that's what some of you are trying to create. You have divine counterparts here as well now, Scorpio. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, again, doesn't matter what gender you are attracted to. You could be attracted to the same gender. I don't attach gender to my cards, so whatever you're attracted to, doesn't matter. This is like just a solid connection that could be coming in for you, and it could be very abundant as well. The Queen of Pentacles has that rabbit on her card. It represents abundance. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups, but can you really have it? Seven of Cups is like, okay, this person exists, right? My perfect match exists. They're out there, but it's like, what's all this other stuff? Seven of Cups is like a bunch of fluff, right? And so Seven of Cups is about focusing on what is truly important here. It's like, I always tell people, it's like, I feel like the universe has a sense of humor. I feel like what most people don't realize is it's like probably the person that we truly want to be with might not actually look like someone we want to be with. And I know that's confusing, but usually it's on the other side of something, right? It's like, I think a lot of us, it's like maybe we, especially in the spiritual community, I think we want to help people, right? So it's like sometimes I feel like some of us spiritual people, not all of us, but some of us, it's like maybe we pick people who need help. Is that a good thing? Probably not, because if you're getting into a relationship where you need to help a person, it's like maybe they have problems. It's like, should you be with a person with a problem? Probably not. I also feel like sometimes we pick people who are easy for us to be with, just so we don't have to like put in the work, right? And I kind of get those vibes here where it's like, the person who's perfect for you, who exists here, Queen of Pentacles, right? Could be an earth sign, could be any sign, general reading. I feel like maybe they require something that is just like a little bit of a stretch. We even see that here with the Three of Wands, Scorpio. Three of Wands could be a little bit of a stretch, and we see it right next to the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups here. So I kind of get this sense in your reading that there could be a person who's perfect for you coming in, but it's like a little bit of a stretch, right? And you have the Three of Pentacles here with the Three of Wands. So love it. I love the Three of Pentacles in love readings because to me, the Three of Pentacles is like someone who wants to put in the work, someone who really wants to make things work, someone who really wants to kind of, make it happen, someone who wants to be on a team, right? Someone who is serious. So definitely a very good energy there. With the Judgment card here, you have the Empress. I feel like you're very attractive at this time. So definitely love coming in for you. I feel like you need to realize that you come from infinite, source intelligence. She has this waterfall that is flowing behind her here on the Empress. The waterfall on the Empress kind of represents the fact that she understands that she comes from infinite abundance. She comes from source energy. So she knows that it's like she isn't lacking anything. One of my favorite people of all time, Marissa Peers, she says that you should be saying you are enough every single day. So I feel, whenever I get Empress, and this is your position of what you need, but you don't know you need. So I feel like telling yourself that you are enough every single day would be good because it's like maybe there's a part of you that feels like you're not enough to have like a solid relationship. There's something about you here in this position. So that's what I would do there. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Chariot. Definitely some sort of victory coming in for you here, Scorpio. So I feel like if you're hoping for love, could be a victory. Could be a Cancer, or I really kind of feel like it's more like a person who has Cancer that is coming in for you here with that Chariot card. I'm pretty sure like almost every single reading that I've done with these love readings, I've done several of them so far, has had the Chariot in their reading. Pretty interesting. That always reminds me of kind of like some sort of change that needs to be made so that you can have love into your life. But I feel like something is changing as far as love is concerned for like everybody. So this is a good thing. With the High Priestess, you have the Knight of Pentacles here. Knight of Pentacles says you got to start moving. This is the area of the motivation for like getting started in love. He has these empty fields behind him here, Scorpio. And the empty fields kind of represent needing to like put in the work, needing to get moving forward, needing to get things going so that you can have love in your life. So I feel like it would be a very good idea for you to kind of like get moving here, Scorpio. With the Magician, you have the Temperance card here. So the Temperance card says you can turn a positive into a negative. So I would definitely use your powers of manifestation and alchemy here to turn like a positive into a negative. But it's a pretty good reading. I do feel like there could be love coming in for you. It could be a water sign. Water and earth really stand out to me here. You have pretty much everything here. You have fire. You have the Sun card twice. So, it could be a Leo. Could be any sign. General reading. But I definitely feel like there's love coming in for you here. I think the most important thing here is number one, getting to work, like, doing things to find love if you're looking for love, but also stretching a little bit, I would say. I think the most important thing here for you as far as love is concerned is finding a person who wants to put in the work. Again, we see this right here, but usually when we find a person who like wants to put in the work, like on the Three of Pentacles, and having the Three of Wands there as well, it's a little bit of a stretch. It's like it might require you to put in more work, but it's like it's not unmatched. It's not like this person you're meeting isn't also going to be putting in the work. To me, this is very balanced. It's like saying they're putting a lot of work. That might be uncomfortable because it's going to require you to put in a lot of work as well. But if you do that, you're probably going to be finding something that you've never found before as far as love is concerned. So it's almost like saying you've never experienced love like this. Very powerful stuff. So love it, Scorpio. This is really good. Love it. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.